So good morning, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to the opening ceremony for the African American Black History Program here at Caltrans. My name is Raquel Johnson.
I'm Oshayade Nesbitt, Division of Construction.
And we definitely just want to welcome you here. We're going to get started with our programming, and as people come on in, please find a seat, and we hope that you enjoy the program.
All right. Thank you. This year's theme is the migration of African Americans between 1950 and 1970. The economic motivations of the Great Migration between these dates were, as they are today, a combination of the desire to escape unfair economic conditions and the promise of greater prosperity. The migration was the mass movement of about 5 million Southern blacks to the North and West between 1915 and 1960. During the initial wave, the majority of migrants moved to major northern cities such as Chicago, Illinois, Detroit, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New York, New York.
By World War II, they continued to move north, but many of them headed west to places like Los Angeles, Oakland, San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. The Great Migration, one of the largest internal migrations in the history of the United States, changed forever the urban North, the rural South, African Americans, and, in many respects, the entire nation.
At this time, I will pour this water. The water symbolizes life, the waters of life that flow through each and every one of us, from generation to generation. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe. I call upon the ancient, the creator of the Most High, and our ancestors to be present among us today and to bless this ceremony. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe. I light this candle, which symbolizes the soul. Lighting of the soul symbolizes the soul that is seen in all men, women, and children. It's that part of us that is immortal and that animates this mortal body. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe. May the ancestors bless this ceremony from the beginning and until the close. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe. May the most ancient ancestors from the beginning of time and the foundation of creation be present among us. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe. We shall cause it to be in this universe. Ashe, Ashe. Here and now. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Repeat after me. It's so. It's done. It's so. It's done. It's so. It's done. It's done. Thank you.
I would like to extend a special thank you to Nicholas Singh, the Office Chief of the Internal and External Services Branch. I would also like to thank our EEO staff, which includes Kimberly Olarantoba, Alfonso Miles, Yolanda Larkins, and Malcolm Brown, who diligently work all year long throughout the year with all of our cultural committees.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning. I just want to welcome you all and all our guests for joining us here for this year's Black History Program. And I want to begin by saying that I'm proud to be part of this program. I'm proud to be back in the Bay Area. I think the Bay Area really exemplifies diversity. It really embraces equality and embraces equity, and I'm proud to be part of that, and so proud to see so many people here today, so thank you for being here. I want to begin by saying, first, embracing cultural diversity and thanking everyone, and I think everyone deserves a round of applause for being here and embracing that as well. And I'd like to also thank the Deputy District Directors for being here. If you could stand and be recognized as well, thank you. All across our country, we are celebrating Black history throughout the month of February, and to acknowledge the full extent of the African American experience in the United States, and to also celebrate the many achievements and contributions by African Americans.
Thank you so much for having me today. It is an honor to be a part of this opening ceremony for Black History Month. So I am a Jamaican. I'm Jamaican and American, and my family too migrated of sorts, right, from Jamaica to the United States of America. So here is my story. I hope that you can sit back and enjoy. I won't be before you too long, but come with me. It's called Family Experience. She's a Jamaican girl, 2 generations out, from a St. Mary's parish she knows little about. Old Kingston stands as her flagship of identification. Poverty, crime, drugs known to her country as the road to transformation, to revelation. She knows only her grandparents, but not their people or any lineage before that. Most roads to information stopped when Grandma died, and tidbits of information died under her hat.
I'm going to read the introduction for Dr. Martha Taylor. Dr. Martha Taylor is a teacher and a preacher. She has written an epic historic book titled From Labor to Reward, Black Church Beginnings in San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, and Richmond, 1849 to 1972. This history book is the first of its kind that traces the growth of the Black churches in the Bay Area. Dr. Taylor has served as an adjunct professor at San Francisco Theological Seminary in the Doctor of Ministry and the Masters of Divinity programs for over 7 years. She continues as an advisor at San Francisco Theological Seminary to doctoral students in the areas of dissertation writing. Dr. Taylor has been blessed to be the United States House of Representatives guest chaplain in Washington, D.C., and she is also the recipient of numerous awards and for civic and community service. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Martha Taylor.
I'm very privileged to talk on this subject, and I just want to say, as you can see from this gray hair, that I am a child of the Great Migration. So it's not just a study of what I have done, I actually have lived a major portion of that history. During my talk, I want to say that I will interchangeably use the word Negro, colored, and African American. It's all because it depends on that time of history that these terms were used to describe us. We've heard a little bit about it, but the Great Migration was more than just a physical, geographical movement. People were leaving the harsh realities of the South, and they were searching for a better life. A better life. They wanted to escape a lot of the brutality, the segregation, and discrimination. And they just simply wanted to be treated with dignity and respect. Is that not what all of us want to be treated as? And so we've seen and heard a lot about the iconic people, but I come from a perspective of everyday people. I come from the story of people that you don't necessarily read about, but they're part of that living history.
I just want to thank you so much for coming. I also want to say that if you received a ticket, that a number will be drawn, and yes. And Miss Renee will be getting that ticket for you, and you will be receiving a prize. So I thank everybody for coming. We look for you to come again, meet us in the atrium next Wednesday at 11:30. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask any of the, can I have everybody that's actually a member of the African American History Committee, can you please stand? These are our members. Please feel free to contact them. Renee is gonna pull a ticket, and we'll see you in the atrium next Wednesday.
Thank everyone. This is the closing ceremony of the 2019 Caltrans Black History Month celebration. And just really with that said, let's just give everyone a round of applause for what they've been doing all month. It's been an amazing month. Even with that being said, I definitely want to give the Black History Committee a sign of appreciation. If everyone from the Black History Committee could just please stand up so we can give you a nice round of applause for all the hard work that you've been doing. Please stand. Please stay standing. You guys have been doing an amazing job all month. The committee has been providing Caltrans and everyone here with weekly experiences and celebrations to represent Black History Month. It started off with the opening with Reverend Dr. Martha Taylor. Is Martha Taylor here? Dr. Reverend Martha Taylor, is she here? She's at home, okay. Well, it started off with Reverend Dr. Martha Taylor. We definitely want to give her a round of applause. She provided us, definitely. She provided us with an awesome historical orientation of Oakland. That's what kicked off the Black History Month celebration. We were also doing the migration stations in the lobby. Some of the boards are in the back right now. They represent some of the families of where our families are from. I mean, some of the states of where our families are from, like Texas and Louisiana. So please, if you did not get a chance to see that in the lobby one of the weeks, please make sure you look at some of the migration station poster boards in the back, and feel free to ask someone who represents that state. I know my family came from Louisiana, and they came out here to California to get a better life, and my grandfather actually worked on the shipyard in West Oakland, so make sure you check some of those poster boards out.
Over the last couple of days, I've been reading some of the writings of W.E.B. Du Bois and James Baldwin. And in their writings, they talk about why should we have a Black History Month? And it's an easy question to ask, why should we have a Black History Month? Why do we not have a White History Month? And they provide such an eloquent answer in The Souls of Black Folks, written by W.E. Du Bois. I'm not going to answer the question. I'm going to challenge each of you to read their writings and to find out more about the purpose of a Black History Month here in the United States.
I am America's true Statue of Liberty. 'Cause liberty's like old Mother Nature, and although you don't love her, she'll never hate you. She's earth, wind, and fire, don't tempt her to show her powers, turning all weeds to flowers. Looking into her wise eyes can make a blind man see. How could you dare name a Eurocentric girl after me? Asada Shakur, Barbara Jordan, Nikki Giovanni, Angela Davis, look it up. These are the true symbols of liberty. 'Cause that stone-faced Frenchwoman ain't gonna save us, them same folks who enslaved us. I sit in the back of the bus because I feel like it. And I play ball, not 'cause you pay me to dunk it, dribble it, or hike it. I'm taking all my people back home and breaking them mentally free. I'm the walking, talking, breathing, beautiful Statue of Liberty.
As people that want to be equal, you see, we fight today, we fight tomorrow, but guess what? That doesn't stop our sorrow. We plead our case, but you say it's our race. Sometimes I just can't believe your face. Here's my uncle. He might be black, but he was over here slaving on his back, and you were the cause of him being dead and losing his head. And I want to love you more than yesterday, more than words can say, 'cause you gave your life, you lived and died for me, for me.
I finally figured it out, how much work goes into it. Walking on water in a world that prays every night for you to drown. I got the recipe memorized, know it like the back of their hands that continue to slap our faces with their ignorance. 2 parts sweat, 4 parts blood, and 400 dashes of injustice. Boil it in a pot of anger and frustration, let it simmer, and you've got the perfect recipe for a black soul determined to survive in this society.
Today, we want to celebrate a special someone, Mr. John Sterling, who's been with us for 48 years. 48 years, and today is his last performance. Not last on earth, just last with Caltrans, because Mr. Sterling We are celebrating your retirement. He is going to be retiring soon. Am I wrong? See? So we want to go ahead and celebrate 48 years of service, you guys. So this wraps up our 2019 African American celebration here at Caltrans. We are a family. We're making history. Let's continue to do a great job. Let's continue to get to know one another. Let's continue to get to know our roots. Let's continue to share this information with one another. And I look forward to seeing you guys in 2020 for another celebration. Thank you, guys.